Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Taurus. Okay, so Taurus, I'm doing a reading as always with my own deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. And Taurus, your reading today is a bit mysterious to me because there are very, very big energies. There are 4 major arcana in your reading against 3 minor arcana. But I feel like even the power that I usually feel with the major arcana, it's almost like they are dimmed down, or they are it's almost like that's not new to you, right? So it's almost like the power of the universe, you trust spirit to guide you, right, and to bring you what you need, what you're asking. It's almost like you have looked the universe in the eyes, right? Or you have stared into the eyes of some sort of interdimensional, multidimensional experience, and it's like you felt it, you believe in it, right? So it's something that is not new to you. So it's almost like if there is something very big happening, right? It's almost like you are treating it as something that is a given, or it's not like you're taking it for granted, Horus. It's more like it's like you know how powerful it is. So therefore it's not like it's simply not news, right? It's like you know it, you've seen it, you have encountered it. It's like you have faced, or the grandiosity of it, right? It's like you know the power of being connected to your higher self, right? Essentially that's what I'm seeing. But it's almost like your challenge, I should say, today is to make that the new status quo, or like have consistency in that trust, in that loyal companion, actually, right? It's almost like all of these big energies, all of these pillars of the universe, right? To me, the major arcana are like these pillars of knowledge, or like how do I express, it's like just the bigness of it, right? So it's almost like you're not intimidated by it, you're not starstruck by it, you're not it's almost like, okay, so I know this, I know that I can be within this power, be within this intense pure energy, right? So let's start from the beginning, because I feel like it's almost like we're starting off with the Four of Pentacles, right? And to me, this card came through as comfort zone. But actually, this card flew away. I had to remove myself, lift from where I am and go get this card. So the reading that this card is coming through, the meaning that is coming through, is you are far away from your comfort zone. So I feel like, Taurus, it's almost like you have to if you were to ever go back to your comfort zone, it's almost like you would have to leave the momentum that you have found yourself in. It's like right now you are in a different kind of movement that feels like going back to this comfort zone would require you to, it's like for you to go back or go far away where this comfort zone is, right? It feels like there is this distance from where you are right now and this comfort zone that feels far away, right? It's almost like you can still see it, right? Because after all, it is coming through as the first card. So the opening card to me has this weight, right? That sets the tone for entire message. But this is coming through as like a frame, right? So it's almost like, you know, in your memories, right? This is just one frame. This is just one picture. This is just one among the other images. And it talks about like roots, right? Settling down, having like a fixed place, or having like security or stability of sorts. But if this is far away, it's because of this. You have this loyal companion, which is coming through as the strength card, right? That is near you. So it's interesting because if this card flew away, right? It was like really, really far away that I had to go fetch it. It's almost like, but here it is, this loyal companion, because that's how he presented himself, right? The strength card right by your side. And this is because one thing leads to the next, because of the Six of Pentacles, right? So this is where you are right now. It's almost like you have left home, you have left your old comfort zone, what used to bring you security and stability, right? And this being just the frame that you now hold, right? If you see here, you know, within these Six Pentacles, we have, you know, 2 4s, which means that, well, this card to me is talking about being on the move, right? It's, you know, it's interesting because it's reminding me of a reading that I don't even remember, was it Taurus, or I can't remember which sign was it for, but this card brought this image of a train track, right? And if we think of the train track itself, right, it is still, but it's almost like, you know, if we see it from above, right, it's like we can see the frames. And this is what I'm seeing here. It's almost like the train track is like, you know, a continuous of these frames, right? So it's almost like these are the stills from this movie role, right? So it's almost like the train track is like the movement that is supposed to happen forward, right? Even though it's made by still frames, right? I hope this makes sense. So you have this loyal companion, right? That is right by your side, that I want to say is your higher self, it's like the embodiment of what divinity means to you, right? The embodiment of what spirit is to you, but it could be an ancestor, right? But it's almost like there is somebody, I mean like a consciousness that is like very big, that is like, you know, it's sovereign, but it's also like all encompassing, right? It's like if you feel like you lost some sort of 3D security, right? When you left this comfort zone far away, and it's like now you are, you know, it's almost like now you are changing comfort zones, but in a pace that it's different than this, right? It's like this was completely still. This was one place, one way of doing things, one belief, one way of making a living, right? And this feels like much more dynamic. It's almost like when you have strength by your side, I want to say, Taurus, it's like you're able to move faster, and it doesn't have to be like fast in an overwhelming way, right? It also brings like balance. And it's interesting because balance, well, the Justice card is here. But this is talking about like going frame by frame and not staying stuck, or, you know, not, it's like this is fixed, this is moving, right? But you can only see that because of the presence of strength that feels like this much more accessible exchange with higher self, right? So this is why I'm saying, Taurus, you have, it's like you have easy connection, or it's like it's something that it's like you can call in the presence of this strength, right? Whatever this represents for you, to be by your side when you are going through this, you know, it's like when you're changing very quickly, right? When you're moving from frame to frame, from comfort zone to comfort zone, where it's like I'm not expressing this well enough. So I feel like this is going to help. With the Two of Swords next, it's like, you know, in one side you have this all-encompassing, and I want to say all-seeing presence, your higher self, right? Let's call it like that. On the other side, you have no ability to perceive further than you are right now. It's like the place that you're currently in, right? And perhaps this is a reason why these frames, as you know, the Four of Pentacles showed up as the first card, you know, representing the comfort zone. So it's almost like if you weren't on the move, right? Or if this presence wasn't here, it's like encouraging you to be on the move. It's like this desire to stay comfortable, right? To settle down perhaps would be much more pleasing, much more enticing, because there is no ability to see further, right? But it's only because of this that you trust that even though you cannot see, you are still keep on moving. It's like you're still moving, you're still stepping forward, right? To me, the twos are always like steps forward. So despite not seeing, it's like you know that your spirit is able to see, right? Even though you cannot see, it's like you can only go from frame to frame. You cannot see the bigger picture ahead, right? Or you cannot have this, you know, it's almost like being in a tunnel. It's like you cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel just because you cannot reach that far down the line, right? Because of this, right? Because that comfort zone is too far away. It's almost like it's nearly out of sight just because you have to keep on moving. And you know, this is something that has been coming up in the reading. It's like keep on moving, keep on going forward. And so, and this is what this Strength card, because they are so near you, and maybe because you are so good already and so experienced in terms of, you know, being guided by spirit, being guided by higher self. So it's like despite not being able to see much, it's like you keep on going, right? You keep on moving forward. And that's when all of the three cards coming next are playing a different part, because they're all major arcana and they are lined up almost out of your sight. But it's almost like because you have this presence by your side, Taurus, I want to say that you know that spiritually, energetically, multidimensionally, you know that bigger things are happening simultaneous to this path that you're moving forward without having much clarity apart from where you are currently, or you know, the frame that you just left. So it's almost like you have a very narrow sight, right? Or ability to perceive, because it's almost like you can only perceive your own frame and the next, or the one just right what is the word, behind you. So it's like that. It's like you're trusting that you reach balance, right? If you keep on flowing, if you keep on going, you know, frame by frame, comfort zone by comfort zone, it's like you're stepping into what could be seen as a very delightful place to settle, but then you're moving into the next, and then to the next, and then to the next, without having much clarity, but trusting, right? With Justice coming next, it's like there is this trust. And I want to say because of this, right? The Strength is right above the Justice card. So it's like you cannot see this, right? It's like you can only trust just because you trust in this strength, which is coming through as your higher self, right? And Temperance coming next, Taurus. I feel like there is some sort of it's almost like this fine-tunement, right, that is going on in other planes, right? It's not necessarily here where you're going frame by frame, and it's like you're having, and this is something that perhaps is also protection, because that came up in the Pisces reading, or was it the Aquarius reading? But anyways, so there is this trust that if you can only see frame by frame, right? It's like each frame, but in a way that they are moving. So it's almost like they are being the path, right? It's like they are showing where you have to step, right? It's like even though you cannot see much down the line, it's like you can see where your foot is going next. So therefore, it's like it's okay to have this narrow vision, right? Because all of this is going on in this much wider cycle or dimension. All of these major arcana, Justice, Temperance, and Death card, this fine-tunement, it's almost like for balance to be achieved, there has to be imbalance, and that is what is being transformed right now, right? So it's almost like this is so subtle, but yet so powerful, that it's like you that's the thing, it's like you don't have to see it, right, to know that it is happening. So because these eyes, right, your higher self's eyes, right, or third eye, I should say, is able to give you this courage, give you the strength to keep on doing what you have to do right now and not worry about what is going on out there, what is going on, on the ethers, or, with, just, it's almost like this is like a more subtle course correction, I want to say, that includes a big transformation, but that the power of it, the intensity of it, the depth of it, right? It's like, but you don't have to see it. It's like it's okay for you to just see what's right in front of you, or what's you have just overcome. It's like it's okay for you to not have this future foresight, right? Or have this, it's almost like right now the interest that the universe has is not for you to know what is going on. So it's like in such a large scale, right? It's almost like here it is, it's there, but if you were to feel into this energy, perhaps it could be overwhelming and detrimental, I want to say, right? Because it's almost like this fine-tunement that is happening, it's not so much like, it's not going to alter your path ahead, right? It's not going to alter the frames of this movie strip, right, that is unfolding frame by frame, so that you can only see what is the near future and not like this distant future, right? It's almost like you have let go, or you have distanced yourself from a comfort zone, from being settled, from being comfortable, right? But because you are so connected to these other dimensions, to this ability to perceive and to see and to feel, right? It's like a lot of the things that are generally not perceived, like you have this, it's like you're well versed in spirit tongue, right? Or in, multidimensional language, right? Or communication. So it's like all of this that is representing here by these three major arcana, that they're going on. That this is happening despite your effort of interfering. I don't feel like you can. I don't feel like it's supposed to you interfere, or it's like it's not even for you to know much about what is going on, right? It's like, you know, there's a transformation, you know, there's a big change, you know, there's a fine-tunement, you just don't know the details of it, right? Because it's like you're only supposed to see what right, you know, in front of you. So it's like whatever this next frame is that is next, right? It's like that's what you're able to perceive. The rest, it's like let the universe do its thing. Let, you know, the, you know, other dimensions, other beings, spirit, spirituality, you know, take care of this fine-tunement, because I feel like this is beyond your control, right? Or beyond your knowledge also, right? Despite you knowing already very much about these types of things or these types of energies. So I truly hope that this was helpful to you. I know that it is very abstract, but you know, the readings lately have been very abstract because I just feel like here on Earth, it's like the less we know right now, the better for us and the better for the planet, the universe, other dimensions. So I truly hope that this was helpful to you. But I'm going to pull more cards as well as the astrological rooms. So if you want to join me there, I'll be happy to see you. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.